In this episode of Get Real with Rajiv, I'm going to be answering questions around how do you handle the uncertainty when you're taking actions outside your comfort zone. I'm also going to be answering questions around how do you deal with an employee who's been with you for a long time and now has become the roadblock of your business. And then I'm going to answer a question for an 18-year-old who wants to be a business coach and an influencer. And finally, I'm going to answer the question of job or business. Which one's a better option? If you'd like an answer to these questions, then make sure you watch episode number 55 of Get Real with Rajiv. Hello everyone, welcome to episode number 55 of Get Real with Rajiv. Like every single episode, I answer 4 questions and today Pawan is going to be the voice of your questions. So Pawan, what's the first question?
The first question is from Sonali Gupta. I've taken a step ahead to build a brand. This is causing an overflow of efforts, money, emotions, anxiety, etc. Internally, I believe that eventually everything will work out. But in the current moment, there is also a fear of uncertainty which demoralizes me sometimes. How do I overcome this?
Well, Sonali, firstly, pat yourself on the back. Because what you've done is you've set yourself on the journey from being invisible to becoming visible in your industry. While you invest in marketing in terms of time, effort, money, and energy, I totally understand and resonate with that sense of uncertainty because you are like, will it work? Won't it work? That sense of doubt comes and seeps into all of us. But please consider this, Sonali. What you have to do to move from invisible to visible is you have to start emerging. And whatever task you're doing right now is for you to start emerging, for you to start becoming more visible for people. And this is the stage where one has to invest the time they don't have, the money they don't have. I'm going to say a sentence and I'd love for you to make a note of that, Sonali, somewhere. Please write this sentence down. If you want to achieve results that you've never achieved, you got to invest the time, money and resources that you've never had in your life. You got to sow the seeds first, only then you can reap the fruit. So right now, the emotions you're feeling of anxiety or doubt are emotions of growth. Because think about it. You are now going outside your comfort zone. Now, when you go outside your comfort zone, for your brain has never experienced this level of activity, this level of investment in your business. So the brain is naturally going to slip into this mindset of fear. But the key is to not give in to that fear and stop the consistency of your activity. The key is actually to understand that in the process of growth, there will be pain. Think about it. It's like working out in a gym. When you go to a gym and you start picking the dumbbells and you start working out, that evening it hurts. So I always say this to people, if it's paining, it means it's working, which means you're moving in the right direction. So just be aware to all these aspects of growth, all these aspects of getting outside your comfort zone and comfort yourself the next time you feel that sense of uncertainty, because what you're doing is you're starting to emerge. You're starting to do things that you've never done before. You're starting to invest like you've never invested before. And always derive your conviction from one aspect. If positive action does not produce positive results, what else will? So just know you're taking positive action. It will give you some kind of positive results for sure. Just make sure that you're taking action consistently, Sonali, and enjoy the phase of growth. With that, let's go to the second question for this week. Pawan, what's the second question?
The second question is from Anurag Kulkarni. An employee who is working with me for 16 years is now a bottleneck for growth. How do I handle this?
Well, Anurag, this is probably a question that I get asked every second week on Get Real with Rajiv. So I'm going to kind of sound repetitive answering this question. But let me give you the solution. Firstly, I want you to get aware to your own emotions with regards to this employee. He's been around for 16 years, probably served the organization for a long time, added value to the organization for the long time, and now you feel that this is the person because of whom the team is not able to break through, the team is not able to move forward because this person is not moving forward. This person is not upgrading their skills, upgrading their knowledge, or changing their approach with what the business requires. So the first thing you got to do is you got to free yourself of the guilt of questioning this person, because I see a lot of entrepreneurs slip into guilt saying, am I being greedy today because this person's not performing and now I'm looking at him as a liability and not as an asset. You're not being greedy. You're just being fair about the current evaluation or the current contribution of this person. You're just being fair. The next most fair thing for you to do would be to have a conversation with this person at a one-to-one level. Do not publicly humiliate this person. Do not publicly hold this person accountable or pass sarcastic comments towards this person. Make sure you have a personal conversation. This is the way you are respecting the person for their contribution for the last 16 years. Now, in this conversation, ask the person to evaluate themselves. Ask this person to answer certain questions like what is working well for them at this point of time, what is not working well for them at this point of time, and what is their next level with where they stand today. Now, in this process, while they open up and they share, points that are valid from their point of view, acknowledge them. Don't go into this meeting just to negate this person. Acknowledge the valid points of views. Things where you feel there is a little bit of defensiveness or a little bit of ego, or you feel that this person is kind of being guarded in this conversation, be very, very authentic with this person. Again, not coming from a space of trying to put this person down, but rather to have an authentic heart-to-heart conversation with this person about where you see this person being stuck. You also give your feedback of what they're doing well, what they're not doing well, what they need to do differently, and make a very personal and emotional appeal to this person. Be authentic about your emotions, about the kind of guilt you feel when you look at this person being here for 16 years and now not contributing, and then you go into this dilemma of should you question them or not question them. Be very authentic about your emotions and make a request to this person to play the game of growth along with you. Extend your hand, tell them you're willing to support, tell them you're willing to personally mentor them, extend your support to them. Now, after you've communicated with authenticity, after you've offered support, after you've been very, very clear in your intent of why you are having this conversation, then the choice is up to them as to how they respond. If they see the authenticity, they sense the authenticity, and they are willing to be authentic and take responsibility for making changes, acknowledge them for that. But if you see there's a sense of indifference, defensiveness, ego, then please know you've met your end of the bargain. You've called out the things that you are seeing, you have extended your support, and if you see that this person is too immersed in themselves and they are basking in their past glory, let them know that you can't continue to honor them with the same amount of salary, with the same amount of position and authority in the organization if they're sitting and counting what they've done 5 years back or 10 years back for the company. This is not a pension fund that they're receiving for the rest of their life. And if the person is not willing to change and they are the reason which is sabotaging the growth of your organization, then without any guilt, without any dilemma, without any emotions, please let this person go. Because you've been fair from your side, you are extending the support, they are not being fair from their side. Fire guilt-free. That's all I would say. I hope that makes sense. There's a lot of pointers I've given you. Make sure you re-watch this thing, make a list of things you need to do, get clear, prepare, and go and communicate with authenticity. That's going to be the key, my friend. With that, let's move to the third question for this week, Pawan. What's the third question for this week?
The third question is from Sadiq Qureshi. Sir, I'm an 18-year-old and I want to be a motivational speaker, business coach and influencer. What should I do?
Kill me. So Sadiq, this is nothing to do with you, but this is to do with what I'm seeing happen with a lot of teenagers today. I think what's drawing a lot of teenagers into becoming motivational speakers or business coaches, even without doing anything motivating in their own life, or even without building a business of their own, wanting to become business coaches, what's happening with a lot of teenagers today is that they're getting seduced by the intellectual glamour of the training and coaching industry. But I want you to understand this, Sadiq. I started quite young myself, so I'm nobody to preach to anybody that you shouldn't start young. But I did not start as a business coach. I did not even look at myself as a motivational speaker. I would request you, Sadiq, is firstly look within and ask yourself, why do you want to be in this industry? A lot of teenagers send me these messages on Instagram with superficial messages saying, I want to make a difference in people's lives. I want to inspire people. But in reality, what they want is more followers on Instagram and the sense of being cool as an 18-year-old. If you're doing this to be cool, let me tell you, in the training and coaching industry, the last person, the most least and insignificant person is the trainer or coach himself or herself. I don't come from a school of thought where a trainer or coach should flash their lifestyle and stand in front of Burj Khalifa's fountain with the water going up and tell people that 9 to 5 sucks. I don't come from that school of thought. Most of these people are just internet marketers who are scamsters who are selling crap through their online learning products to people. For me, training and coaching is a very, very profound skill. It's a professional skill. It's an ability. And before a person even calls themselves a speaker, a coach, or a trainer, they should have built a business themselves, if they want to be a business coach, they should have achieved something motivating enough for them to be a motivational speaker. They should have built a passive income stream for themselves before they teach other people how to build a passive income. Now, I know I am totally against the popular opinion that most internet marketing gurus on Instagram are painting to 18, 19-year-olds saying, you can do it too, you can be an influencer too. I'm telling you, they're bullshitting to you because they want to sell their products to you. So stop falling into this crap. Go out there and build a business, be an entrepreneur, build something of value yourself, then come back and teach other business owners how to build a business. Go out there and achieve something motivating enough by yourself, then come back and talk to people about being motivated in life. Otherwise, Sadik, don't fall into this trap of intellectual glamour, and don't try to be this cool 18-year-old who wants to showcase to his friends, especially the opposite sex, that you are this cool demigod and God's gift to mankind. Don't do that, my friend. You're wasting your time. Build your skills. Learn skills at this point of time. Learn graphic designing, learn machine learning, learn artificial intelligence, learn how to build an e-commerce business, learn digital marketing. Do all of that and build a strong core business. Then let's talk about being a business coach. Then let's talk about being a motivational speaker. I hope I've demotivated you enough with this rant of mine. Sadik, I'm trying to save you. With that, let's go to the fourth question for this week of Get Real with Rajiv. Pawan, what's the fourth question?
Fourth question is from Ajay Shankar. Business or job? What is a better option in today's world?
Ajay, the question itself tells me that you're looking for an easier option. So my answer would be that there's no easier option. I think both business or job come with a certain set of pros and certain set of cons. And it's about a game of clarity where you need to ask yourself, what do you want? What do you have the abilities for? And what should be your next step? Like, for example, a job will give you consistent monthly income. If your family needs that consistent monthly income to sustain their lifestyle, then please get a job. Don't be an egoistic entrepreneur, because most entrepreneurs don't make money for the first 2 or 3 years and they keep telling their family, thoda adjust karo, thoda adjust karo. So if your family's lifestyle depends on your income, please get a job. And there's nothing wrong with a job. It's the motivational gurus who've corrupted the minds of people for the last 30 years by running a propaganda to sell their motivational programs and their books by telling people that job is a rat race. If job is a rat race, that entrepreneurship is a termite fight, because most entrepreneurs get squished in the market and they don't make any money. So it's a game of clarity. If you want to learn, develop skills, have consistent income while doing it, get a job. If you want to build something scalable and profitable, and you genuinely have a good business idea that can be scaled up, that can be profitable, and you're willing to give yourself the time and space to fall and fail, then start a business. Okay, so I would say it's a game of clarity. If you're looking at something which is a wealth creation vehicle, then build a scalable, profitable business. Don't be a self-employed professional. And if you want consistent income, get a job. If you want exposure, you want experience, get a job. So that would be the way I would evaluate. I don't think there's a better or a worse. The success rate in jobs is as bad as the success rates in business. Top 2 or 3% in the world are actually wealthy and financially free. So I think in either ways, if one is talented enough, has the ability to learn, has the ability to make bold decisions, has the ability to fail and bounce back, then whether you do a job or you start a business, you will find your way to the top 2 or 3% in the planet. But otherwise, don't give in to any propaganda that you see on the internet. Make your own decision based on what's required for you. I hope that makes sense. So with that, we've come to the end of episode number 55 of Get Real with Rajiv. I'm losing count of episodes, and I will ask you to do what I ask you to do every single time. If you like what you see, share it. If you want to ask questions, ask it in the number given below or in the comment section below. And I will look forward to seeing you in the next episode of Get Real with Rajiv.